So I'm a romanticist. I'm in love with trees and plants. And I try to learn something from them. I haven't always got the faintest what it is that I'm trying to learn, but I have learned a few things. This is my head. It must be, this is it. And the more I fight and the more I do the thing which looks futile, futility is our saving grace. If you don't devote your life to futile attempts, you'll never get anywhere. At that time, I had problems with my legs, but it was very sore, and I thought, shit, this is horrible, and why am I getting old so early? So they took some cuttings from my hair, and they sent it away, and it came back and said I had lead poisoning. And he said it's very serious, you must have it treated. It takes a few months that they want to take out the lead. It's called chelation therapy. And I knew it was strange because I write dictionaries and I could tell him the meaning of the word chelation. And I don't think he's ever had a patient who can tell him that the chela is a crab's pincher and the chelation therapy works like a crab's pincher going into your body and grabbing the lead and taking it out. I thought that I was kind of dying. I had this feeling that I might as well be dead. It was like a death experience before. Now suddenly the death was gone and there was maybe hope, but I landed up here immediately after the treatment, and that was all fortuitous. It was just luck. And while I was here, I started walking again, and this is what I did in the mornings. And I love trees and plants. Already then I was very deeply committed to learning all the plants in the world. Then I thought I must look for signs in the white stinkwood trees. I must look for signs of suffering or signs of the human condition. So I started paying attention to the folds and the creases and things that look a little bit like us, limbs. This could be an armpit with a bit of a crease in it. So I started looking for this consciously and found quite a lot of human traces, sort of vestiges, vague suggestions that this could be human in this tree, inside this tree. And then early in the morning in the winter, this place is ice cold and there's a lot of mist coming up, and it creates a very mystical, mysterious, sort of shadowy feel in the trees. And these sort of bodies skulking around, looking as if they're lost in the mist. Very nice. So I loved this experience, and tried to make the best of it, and I took a lot of pictures. And since then, I've discovered that I'm a druid. These were the first druid pictures, if you will. And people ask why. Are you really a druid? Did you get a bolt of lightning from the sky and one day you were called to be a druid? And no, that's a bit of nonsense. These people they call druids, they look at plants, they work with language, they speak a lot, and they're called druids. So maybe I'm one of them. So I started calling myself that because this is what I am doing anyway. Then I thought, but I'm living the lifestyle of a druid, and I have collections, endless collections of objects that can be used in divination. The whole house is full of stuff that I use to help me think, and they help me also to make my artworks. And divination means to unearth truth or to make visible things that need to be known. It doesn't mean to foretell the future, but it's more a thing of understanding and finding a way to think. It's a method of thinking, really. If you throw things down and you look at them, they click. I guess they're called neural pathways or synapses or something happens. And you make connections, and that helps you to speak, helps you to come up with an idea or to reveal something. These are the actual bones that are thrown, the knuckle bones. They mix them in with other things as well, and then you look at that and you can interpret what you see in that. The little one's gone by itself. The second largest one is by itself. The two biggest ones these are probably two children. So now it starts. Your head starts inventing and you start thinking, but, yes, no, but. So now, superstition is if you take it literally. But divination is if it aids you in thinking and you don't become too literal in your prediction, then it's a prediction and it's not the same thing. And in the Druid in 2009 at the Art Basel, at the Unlimited section, where you have invited international artists, they said I can come. They gave me a big space and the Big Druid was launched. So somehow the experience of divination, which I can't take directly overseas, in another way was revived as a live-in experience. I've never asked anything for my Druid experience. I just do it for free. It's something I feel strangely compelled to do. This can take a long time, you see. Add on, until it's a thick pot, not a thin pot. So this is very boring. And you've still got 2 million to go. It takes forever. But it does help for pain. I can assure you that when you concentrate on getting them straight and lined up, then your pain is not as bad as it is when you don't. It's to do with, I think, controlling your thoughts, because your thoughts are wild. They want to scream and shout. But now doing this, they put you like that. It's a linear way of thinking. And then eventually, not soon after you'd started, you forget that you had sore feet or that you have pain. This 2010, the Druid was given a cubicle and down in Maboneng where all the artists hang out, and big exhibition as part of the cubicle, lots of artworks, and then early every morning, every day, 8 o'clock, people would come to the basement where there were maps of the walk, the route of the walks. And again, it was trying to find extreme beauty in extreme poverty, in extreme rundown gutters and really bad places, to look for some signs of hope and glory in something which was to be avoided, something that stank. Okay. And some people would arrive, that's where the cubicle was inside this building. You would go in and the cubicle was upstairs, in its main reef road. Some people came with hiking boots thinking that they needed to climb mountains, but we only walked for an hour and we walk very slowly. And we see these images, these things that you are looking at, lying in the dirt and dust. So the Druid images are flukes. The best ones are the best flukes. They're by chance. Everything is by chance. I believe in Dada. Dada is like the overriding principle of incidents and coincidence. And my dad was a carpenter. When he died, he inherited his machines and some of his wood. I'm an artist. I like working with wood, so there's a lot of wood. And I've been working on and off with wood for much of my life. And also I work with other materials, but wood is interesting and challenging. I like making sculptures. I don't like carving faces out of wood. I like making mathematical, philosophical, I don't know what, things that are otherworldly. So I made a few wooden things in my life. And this work is called oak. Oak has a stipple in its grain. So I try and make a drawing by other woods of the grain of oak with the lettering. So these letters are letters of the grain of oak. Even the nymph that works with druids, or the tree nymph, the dryad, her name also means tree. When a nymph becomes hamadryad, she actually inhabits the tree and marries the tree. And when the tree dies, the nymph dies. She dies with the tree. So it's a story, like Father Christmas is a story, but it means something. And if you can take time and walk in a forest and hug a tree and be different and believe that there are nymphs looking at you. But it's a liberating issue once you see stuff in words and in how words are formed, what they mean or don't mean, or how they come to carry the thing called meaning, and why we behave the way we do philosophically. Words have messed with us. They have given us an edge, but they've also destroyed us. Very much. it's the dogma part of words that has destroyed us, and words do have the tendency to imprison. Books have the tendency to imprison. Words, books. And once you are a slave of what you believe, you've had it. You must always be able to enjoy outside your own field of interest or your own field of belief system. If you don't, then you become sterile, you become hooked. And you must doubt. Doubt is one of the most important things of all things. And uncertainty, you must be uncertain. Because if you're sure of yourself, you've had it, then you don't grow anymore. Because you've reached what you wanted to reach in life, and you know the answer to all the things, you will die. Because what is the point of going further than that, or looking beyond that? Doubt is your saving grace, and uncertainty is the very center of doubt. But the Bridgman, the R and the Antograafreinet area, that area is the breeding ground for the blue crane. And so I got hooked on the idea of the blue crane. I like the bird very much. It's a beautiful bird. It makes a very beautiful dance. It's got these long legs and it jumps into the sky and dances like a... And then I was blue. My feet were sore and they were blue. So I decided to use the same 4 letters still, but just to write them normally. Then people can read them in a line. But by then I had a few buckets full of these little things that I do when my feet are sore, when they were blue. So I thought I'll use them, because they were blue, kind of blue. So I started doing this, called Blue, B-L-U-E. The futility is my master. So I do this stupid thing where I have decided to learn every plant in the world. A grass, a tree, I'm now onto mushrooms as well. I'm not succeeding, but I'm getting somewhere. I know a lot, and I am happy. The stuff is, I can see stuff and get excited about it. I don't know why I get excited, but except that my head makes me excited. The mind is a horrible thing. It needs to be challenged, I guess. Ta-da! I get excited about the texture and the fineness. It can be such beautiful refinement. And people just walk past.